Welcome to the Hustle Baby Podcast, where I give entrepreneurs 15 minutes to show, grow, and let the world know about their small business. Today I'm hustling with Michelle Intravaia, a former teacher turned tutor with a passion for unlocking student potential. Inspired by her son Dylan, she's also building a playgroup pairing kids with special needs and teens, proving education comes in many ways. Plus, we're celebrating World Down Syndrome Day on 3/21 and learn why that is downright perfect. Michelle Intravaia rhymes with papaya. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for joining me in the third episode. I wanted to showcase your business, and I know you had a couple other things that you wanted to talk about.
Sure.
Some really great things, actually, and really looking forward to hearing about those. So, would you like to give us a little background as to who you are, where you're from?
Sure. So I'm from West Roxbury, and I've been in Medfield for the past 11 years. Mm-hmm. I have 3 young boys.
Yeah.
And I'm married, and yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you used to be a teacher, and I think you said for 18 years.
I taught in public school for 18 years, but I've been in education for over 20.
Okay, so you're well familiar with how schools work and all of that.
Yes.
And the services that you're offering are tutoring services.
I offer reading tutoring services for kids kindergarten through 8th grade.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Mm-hmm. And so tell me, how did you kind of get into this business? Obviously, it was a logical progression from the teaching.
Yeah.
But you're qualified. You have various certifications and that kind of stuff.
Well, so how I started was I was in Boston for the past 12 years.
Yep.
And it was 2018. And so I had 3 young boys at home. My middle son Dylan has Down syndrome, and it was really too much to manage.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I was working, and I was bringing the kids to daycare, and then I would come home and feed. Like, it was just way too much.
Yeah.
So for our family, we kind of decided this isn't working.
Yeah.
I left in 2018, and it was really one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So I thought I liked teaching. I really thought I loved my job, but I didn't realize that how much I really didn't like it. Like how much was really involved in it and what it actually took from me and what it took from the family and how much work I was doing that was just too much.
So this has given you an opportunity to be with your family, spend more time with your sons.
Yeah, so I'm able to make my own hours.
Yeah.
And I'm able to, the best thing about it is to work with children one-on-one.
Yeah.
What I had kind of noticed is when I was teaching is I wasn't becoming a better teacher. My more years of education, I was actually just like surviving the day.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't necessarily realize that until after I got out of it. So in 2020, I have this certification, Wilson Reading.
Yes.
And it's for children that have dyslexia.
Okay.
And so a parent contacted me because I'm on some list because I have the certification. And it was during COVID, and she asked me if I could tutor her 2 daughters online. And I had never done that.
Wow.
So using the Wilson program, and I was like, well, okay, I'll try. You know, like the worst that can happen is it doesn't work. So it kind of started from there, and I was like, really enjoyed working one-on-one.
Yeah.
And it kind of reignited my love for teaching because
awesome.
hadn't realized like I had lost that throughout the years because I feel like when you're being in a public school, a lot of time you're just putting out fires.
Yeah.
And there's really like when you have, especially classroom teachers, elementary classroom teachers, you have like 23 or more kids in front of you all day. And you're asking them a lot of times to do things that they don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And you're their mom, you're like, so I just found this to be such a better fit along with the fact that it actually reignited what I love, which is like working with children and having them see progress. Yeah. I just kind of put the word out in Medfield. Yeah. And so for the past few years, I've been tutoring kids during the summer or after school. And it's a variety of different children with, that maybe just need some reading support, writing support, or, may have dyslexia or have ADHD or have other challenges where they need the one-on-one, because the one-on-one is
far better.
it's so much better, and it's just
more personalized, more customized.
Yeah, and sometimes kids, when they're in a group, they don't know what questions to ask, or they don't know why things. So it's just more like, okay, I'm just kind of seeing what their challenge is, and I'm asking them questions about their learning. So it helps them to own their learning and how they learn.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned, I think there was something in your notes that it kind of started around COVID. Is
Yes.
that right? So explain kind of how you do. Would it be a Zoom call?
It was a Zoom, yeah.
Yeah.
The Zoom has actually been I'm really surprised at how well Zoom has worked.
Really? Yeah, I was curious about that.
Yeah, because you're really one-on-one with a kid, and they're like looking at you, and
so they stay focused.
They stay more focused, and then I've taken some trainings on how to teach online, and how to actually be effective online. So I'm not like showing videos all the time. They're seeing me.
Yeah.
I have a document camera.
Yeah.
I use a lot of the same manipulatives I use when I am teaching in person.
Okay.
And they're really like one-on-one, and it's usually 45 minutes. So within that time, depending on the age, if it's like a first grader, we will do like a little bit of a break, like a movement break. But it's like enough time, like it hasn't been like, oh, I feel like it's too much time one-on-one.
That's interesting. They can stay focused. I'd be like, hey, squirrel.
Yeah, no, it is. And interestingly enough, like some kids like that I work with do have ADHD.
Yeah.
And for some reason, because it's just me looking at me, so there's something about just that component of you're not like looking anywhere else. You're not distracted in that manner.
Yes, us ADHD folks, we tend to get hyper focused on one thing and then super focused on something else.
Right. So
all at the same time.
Well, the hyper focus I think works with the one-on-one tutoring. Like I think that's what actually.
It sounds great.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm staying very focused on you right now. So
thank you. Yes, great. I appreciate it.
Well, that's awesome. So, and people can contact you about the tutoring.
Yes.
Do you have a website for the tutoring?
I do not have a website.
Okay.
But they can just use my email, which is MEBRIEN @gmail.com.
And we can tag you in the video and all that, so people, if you have anyone that's in need of some tutoring, they can get in touch.
Sure. That'd be great. Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. Now, I know you have some other really big news that you wanted to share, and I'm really excited to hear about that and share with the people what that's all about.
Okay. I've been blessed with a son that has Down syndrome. His name is Dylan. He is 8 years old.
In what grade?
He's in second grade
at
great.
Wheelock. Yeah.
And he is phenomenal. He has just brought so many blessings to my life and kind of almost, changed who I am and our family. And one of the things that I want to do with him is like to share him with the world in a way that makes a difference. So when the kids were younger and I was at home, Dylan takes a lot of support, and so he's not really like an independent player.
Okay.
And so he sometimes needs someone to be with him one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this idea. I'm like, it would just be great if I could have like a teenager come over and just hang with him.
Yeah.
Like one-on-one, just like, because he's good on one-on-one. He's not great in big groups, but one-on-one, he's really good. Like go on the swing or, play. He has Down syndrome and he also has autism. Okay. So he likes to do repetitive things. So doing that with one person, I just thought to myself that would be really helpful because having a child with special needs is challenging. Mm-hmm. You really need to kind of construct your day in how am I going to support the needs of my children and my son, Sure. It's so you're thinking about that all the time. Yeah. So I just had this idea. It would be really great if someone could come over. And along that line, I applied for a fellowship through UMass Boston. They have this program through the Institute of Community Inclusion. Okay. Yeah. And they had a fellowship where what you had to do is create a program in the community that supports children with disabilities.
Yeah.
The idea I have of like having a teenager come over and ultimately like have a play date
Yep.
with my child. So that's kind of where the idea came from. I applied for the fellowship and I received it.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So I created what's called now Playdates and Pals.
Playdates and Pals. I love it.
Yeah. So I'm working with 4 families in the
Really?
community, in the Medfield community, and 10 teenagers. I'm connecting the teenagers with a family that has a child with special needs, and they set up play dates where they can go over and hang out with their child and play and learn about the family.
Yep.
And also learn about what it may be like to have a special need.
Yeah.
And my whole idea is creating a mutually beneficial relationship where the teens are learning from the child and the child is learning from the teenager. And it's not, I'm trying to shift the paradigm of I'm helping more. It's like an even playing field.
Yeah.
Like, that everyone's benefiting from this.
When you mentioned this, it was such a wonderful idea. And I mentioned it to my wife. And she said that when she was at Syracuse, they had a program that was similar.
Yeah.
And she was involved in that program.
Yes.
So I really want to connect you two. And I'd love to hear the ideas.
So I think that what I really like about this program is I'm taking two valuable resources. One is teens.
Yeah.
They're amazing. Okay, so the 10 teens that I'm working with are incredible. They're actually getting volunteer hours for this.
That's great.
But they're just so open-minded, and they are just really incredible children. And so that's one invaluable resource. Another is the children and the families.
Yeah.
Are another incredible resource, and I'm just connecting them. Like
That's
it's kind of
awesome.
like a bridge, because I feel like, from my own experience having a son with special needs, people want to help and support you. They just don't know how to.
Sure.
You're really connecting in person with another human being, learning from one another, and I think it's invaluable.
Yeah,
So,
I think, well, like I said, when I heard you mention this subject and this topic, it really struck me as something that was a really wonderful thing to do. I love the fact that it's local, and you're really starting from the ground up.
Yeah.
And it's a collaborative, creative experience for everybody. So
yeah. What my goal is with this is I'd love to kind of create a format and then give it to organizations. So other schools, other churches, or whoever would be willing to take something like this on. I'd love this to be in like all the communities in the United States, because I just think it makes a huge difference, and you're creating connections. And so that's kind of my idea, just creating like a format.
Yeah.
And then, places that are interested, I can help support that.
right.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully people here will see this and want to get involved and support and all that.
Yeah,
So
that would be fantastic.
I think it's I just think it's so great. So.
Yes.
And is there something else that's coming up that you wanted to talk about?
Lastly, it's a very special day. 3/21 is World Down Syndrome Day. So that is a very special and significant day for me. And I just want to share with people why it's 3/21. A lot of people don't know why it's always 3/21 World Down Syndrome Day. And it's because most people have 46 chromosomes. Okay. And children with Down syndrome have 47. And at the 21st chromosome, they have 3. So that's extra.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay.
that's why every year World Down Syndrome Day is 3/21. It'll always be 3/21.
Yeah.
So at schools, they celebrate it, and I'm really looking to see it, to bring the community into it, how they can help support it. One thing you can do is wear 2 different color socks.
Yeah.
Socks kind of look like chromosomes, so that's
Oh, interesting. Okay.
that's the significance of
Yeah.
that.
And that's called Rock Your Socks?
Rock Your Socks Day.
Yeah,
yes.
I saw that.
Yeah, right.
So I'm rocking my socks, although they're not 2 different colors.
Which is fine.
These are my s'mores socks, but I wore them specifically for today.
Awesome.
to support
Thank you. I love it. Yes.
So
That's
there's
fantastic.
graham crackers, little bonfire on there. So
Great.
anyway, Rock your socks.
Yes, and they're unique socks.
Yes.
And children with Down syndrome are unique.
Sure.
And special. So.
Well, you certainly sound like someone who loves to help people.
Yes.
And you're clearly doing that through all of the different activities and services that you provide. I do notice you have some treats here, some cookies.
So I have, I'm wearing my shirt that says Lucky Mom since 2016.
Yeah.
So this is like a sign of Down syndrome. The two colors, the blue and the yellow.
Yeah.
But also I love to decorate cookies.
Yeah.
I'm not that great at it, but I do like to do it. So I brought this for you, for your
that's
daughter.
Wonderful.
To, you guys can decorate. So I just did
that's so cool.
on some like 321, I'm extra, be kind.
And look, you made little
frostings. Yes.
That's so cool.
You can have that for yourself.
Wow. I don't know if this is going to make it to the cookies.
Well, let's hope.
But that's wonderful.
And then I just have some keychains that say be kind. Because again, all of this is inside of like just supporting people, including people, learning about.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And here's,
Downright perfect.
Downright perfect. Exactly.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And it has the socks on there. Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Michelle, thank you very much for coming
Thank you.
and sharing everything that you had to offer. It's always fascinating to hear everyone's different stories, what inspires them, and all of that. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And we'll see you around town.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.